Hey folks, Ryan here from Mista Rau's Gaming, and I've got a super special video here for you today where I'm going to be taking a look at my favorite game of all time, Ashes Reborn, Rise of the Pheonixborn from Plaid Hat Games, designed by Issac Vega, currently being developed by Nick Conley and Plaid Hat Games. And yes, I keep getting tons of questions outside in my community here, even online and on my social media accounts. Ryan, it's your favorite game of all time. I'm a solo game player. I'm a competitive card game player. Sell me on Ashes Reborn. How do I even get started? Where there is so much product. I look online, and where do I even start? What do I need to buy here? And that is the purpose of this video. Ashes Reborn now has been out for a few years, and it's kind of been flying under the radar. But every now and then, somebody gets piqued interest, and they go look at all the stuff and say, well, what do I need? So here we go. I'm going to tell you exactly the current state of Ashes Reborn and how we are going to get you all of the things that you possibly want now and in the future as you progress through this amazing game. Definitely go check it out. And if you don't know what Ashes Reborn is, and you're just kind of discovering this video for the very first time, Ashes Reborn is a competitive card game a la Magic the Gathering and all those other kind of dueling kind of card games, but it is not collectible. It is all self-contained in its core box. It's what's referred to as the master set, and all of its different expansion packs that are not randomized. You know exactly what you're getting inside of each expansion pack. And your magic that you're going to be used to be summoning your cards and your units and everything like that is all dealt with dice rolls. Yes, and there's interesting ways of mitigating the luck of your dice rolls. The deck customization in this game is through the roof, as every card is playable with every single deck. It's amazing. Definitely go check it out. I have tons of videos at this point on my channel. Just check out the Ashes Reborn playlist, and you can see a lot of the gameplays. I have some competitive gameplays, and I've got a lot of solo gameplays on there as well. So where do we start? Well, the very, very first thing, no matter if you want to either play this game competitively, how it was originally designed, or if you want to start playing it solo cooperatively, you're going to need to start with the big red box, which is referred to as the master set. That's going to get you everything you need to start off with this game. It is going to give you the 4 original magic types of dice there: ceremonial, nature, charm, and illusion. And then there are 6 Pheonixborn pre-constructed decks already right out of the box that you can play with. And I have to add, the pre-constructed decks in this game, whether or not you're playing them through the master set or the expansion sets that I'm going to mention a little bit later on, fantastic way to learn this game. I've got, I don't even know how many hundreds of gameplay sessions under my set belt, and good 3/4 of those are at least with the pre-con decks because they are so good and they are so viable. So you get 6 pre-constructed decks there, all kind of mixing and matching those original 4 magic types. We've got Cole Rourkewind for ceremonial and nature. We've got Mayoni Viper that's doing charm and nature. Saria, that's kind of doing charm and illusion. Noah Red Moon, that's doing illusion and ceremonial. Jessa Nani, which is doing ceremonial and charm. And Aradel Summerguard, which is doing nature and illusion. And those magic types kind of have their own real fun twists of what they can offer in the game. Ceremonial is all about maybe like sometimes sacrificing units and then bringing them back out of your discard pile. Nature is straight up just dealing damage to the other opponent and the other opponent's units. Charm is all about reducing the attack value of your units and kind of, bleeding their deck out, kind of like milling their deck out. And illusion is all about messing with the other opponent's dice and magic pool. So they're really, really quite cool. So you definitely want to get this master set here because it gives you all of the magic dice, gives you those 6 pre-constructed decks that you can explore and play with, and it also gives you all of the tokens you need to play with this game. It gives you all the wound tokens, status tokens, and exhaustion tokens that you'll need for all of the various different game states. That's where you need to start. that master set. And there's so much value in that master set, especially if you're going to start playing this competitively against, you and another player, that 1v1. Amazing. It's got so much gameplay right in there. And then after you got that master set, now you've got your routes. You got a couple different ways that you want to play this. A lot of people have been asking me, how do I get into this game playing solo mode? Because the solo mode is so good in my opinion. So you can go straight into the solo mode, or you can start exploring more decks in order to keep playing it competitively. I'm going to go the route in this video saying you probably come here because you might want to try to get into this game solo. So how do I do that? Well, after you've bought your master set, if you want to play it solo, you're going to have to right away turn around and get yourself the first solo expansion box, referred to as the Red Rains Corpse of Vyros. You need that one first. Why do I need that one first when I see that there's other ones sitting on the shelf? Well, first you'll notice that the Red Rains Corpse of Vyros box is a little bit bigger than the other boxes. And that is because it's going to give you the Chimera board that keeps track of all of it kind of gives you the areas for the Chimera to kind of set up. And when I refer to the Chimera, that's kind of like the boss that you are going to be playing against. You get that board, and you also get the Red Rains dice and the Red Rains tokens that you're going to need to be able to use with the bosses, with the chimeras. They also give you a few more wound tokens and status tokens in order to use, because the chimera does use those as well. But those are the big things that you're going to need to get out of that. You're going to need those Red Rains dice and that Red Rains board and token set. And then, of course, you get your Chimera. And Chimera can be played in two different modes. There's standard modes and heroic modes. It also comes with a whole brand new pre-constructed deck that you can play with your ceremonial dice that you have in your master set. And that pre-constructed deck can just be used just as is right out of the box. It is very good for learning how to play the game. And it also comes with some Pheonixborn and some new Pheonixborn signature cards. Every pre-constructed deck with your Pheonixborn come with their signature cards, and now the first Red Rains box gives you some new signature cards that you can use with those particular Pheonixborn. And the ones that they give you some new ones for are Noah, Jesse, and Cole out of that master set. They also give you some cards for Brennan Blackcloud, which is one of the expansion character packs. So you get his Pheonixborn and some signature cards for him, so you can play against this boss. And of course, the boss has two different, what they refer to as aspects. There are different ways that boss can actually I keep saying boss, but I should be saying chimera. The way that chimera acts, there's the shadow aspect and the fury aspect, and they both play quite a bit differently in the way those cards interact in this pre-constructed deck. And all the other pre-constructed decks play differently as well. So there's a lot of gameplay you're going to get out of those. So that's how you're going to definitely have to start. You're going to have to grab that big red box, the master set, to get all those pre-constructed decks, the dice and the tokens. And then to immediately start playing solo, you need to turn around and get that Corpse of Vyros Red Rains expansion box. And now you are set to start playing this game solo, and you're going to get a lot of good gameplay out of just those two pieces of the puzzle. And now we start exploring the game, and you may want to say, hey, you know what? I kind of like this. Ryan's onto something. Plaid Hat Games is onto something. All these other content creators that are promoting Ashes Reborn, they're onto something. This is a really, really good game. How do I keep expanding off of this game? Well, you got some routes. Now that I've got my master set and my Corpse of Vyros box, what do I want to play with? Do I need more characters and more cards to play against this one boss? Do I need to go get some more chimeras to play against? We've got some options to go with here. I'll kind of explain the different chimeras that you can also get right now, because now we are up to 3 more expansions after Corpse of Vyros. So that's now 3 more chimeras that we can play against, starting to get that little bit of variety in the Red Rains. So the first one right after that one, if you want a new added challenge, you can get the Frostwild Scourge expansion, Red Rain's expansion. And it comes with its new pre-constructed deck that's just going to use nature magic, and it has 4 new Pheonixborn specific cards for Rin, which is an expansion character, Aradel, which comes in the core box, the master set, Koji and Lulu, which are expansion characters. So if you don't have those decks yet, you get their Pheonixborn and some signature cards for them to play that new mono nature pre-constructed deck. You get to use that one, and it also has its own aspects that it can play. They're called Mighty and Storm. And if you really wanted to, you could actually mix those aspects. You can take the Mighty aspect and use it with the Corpse of Vyros Chimera. You could definitely do it that way if you so choose. The Frostwild Scourge does have its added thing where it has come with some errata cards. If you have everything Ashes Reborn, it comes with some errata cards that you can now just toss some of the old ones away and add in these new ones, because they just had to kind of tweak a few cards and they threw them into this expansion set. So if you have everything Ashes Reborn up to this, you kind of want that Frostwild Scourge just to get some of those errata cards in like an actual physical format. After the Frostwild Scourge, there is the Blight of Neverset Red Rain's expansion, which now comes with a new pre-constructed deck for using just Charm magic. And then the Pheonixborn that it's coming with are Leo, Mayoni, Astria, and Saria. Mayoni and Saria being in the master set, Astria and Leo being expansion characters that I'm going to mention a little bit later. And of course, they all have brand new signature cards that are different than the ones that come with their pre-constructed decks. And it comes with the Bloom and Thorn aspects that you can play against the Blight of Neverset. And there is the brand new one that is just starting to get into hands of the people that are part of the Team Covenant subscription process, and it's going to be coming very, very soon to retail for us ourselves. And that is the Siege of Lordswall Red Rain's expansion, which now comes with a pre-constructed deck for the Divine Magic dice. And this also comes with the 4 Pheonixborn for Daimona, Odette, Xander, and James with their new signature cards and new aspects, Horde and Death. And this is the first Red Rain's expansion that you're actually going to need a completely different expansion set in order to get into, because it does need this Divine Magic, which is not part of the master set. It's going to need one of these deluxe expansions that I'm going to mention very, very shortly here. So those are so far the Red Rain's expansions. So you notice that I've noted 4 of them. That is 4 of the 7 different magic types that are so far available in the game. And they have mentioned that they are going to create a Red Rain's expansion for all 7 magic types. And so there will be new signature cards for every single Pheonixborn there is in the game so far. All right, so maybe it's not the Red Rain's expansions that I'm going after. I don't need more chimeras to battle against. I kind of want to start playing around with more characters. I want to play around with more different cards that are in the game. Well, lucky for you, there are a lot, and I'm going to tell you a lot of different character expansion packs that are not randomized. They are all preset with their own set of cards, and they all kind of focus on different types of magic. So I'm going to go to the top here, and the very first one that I'm going to start saying is, let's say you just have your master set, you've got your Corpse of Vyros box, and I don't want to get a Chimera box maybe just yet. I want some new characters. Well, with just the core box magic types, the Nature, Ceremonial, Charm, and Illusion, there are 4 character packs out there that you can buy that use just those magic types. There is the Children of Blackcloud, which gives you Brennan Blackcloud for the ceremonial magic. Gives you the Frostdale Giant, Rin Northfell for the nature magic. The Roaring Rose, Leo Sunshadow for the charm magic. And the Duchess of Deception, Victoria Glassfire for the illusion. Those character packs will give you new card options for deck building, and all you need to use is just the magic types that are in the core box. and those ones just fit right in. Those are, I always recommend those 4 character packs as the next character packs to buy. If you're getting serious about Ashes Reborn, you're really liking it, you want to start expanding the card pool and the characters you can play with, those are the 4 that I recommend you go towards next. Then after that, now there is the option of just adding the new magic types. What they did is they added 3 more magic types to the game over the course of time. And they came out with these kind of bigger deluxe expansion sets for those. And you'll definitely want, if you definitely want any other character packs after this, you're going to need at least one of these deluxe expansions in order to play those characters, because they will need access to these expansioned magic types. So we've got the Law of Lions, which is Odette Diamond Crest. They are introducing the Divine Magic set, which is the one that's being used currently with the Siege of Lord's Wall Red Rains expansion. So you're going to need this one in order to play with that expansion. And this is all about buffing up your units and giving them really strong attack values as they go into swing. We've got the Song of Soksen, Nameen Hymtide with the Sympathy Magic. And then we've also got the Breaker of Fates, Jericho Reborn with the Time Magic set. And so those are ones, if you want to pick up one of each of those, so now that any character pack you buy from here on out will use some sort of combination of the Master Set dice and these new magic sets. And then after this, after you've maybe added those ones, and these also, I'll give you the added... These ones also give you the added benefit of each of these deluxe expansions come with a deck box for you to store your cards in, which they are really, really, really nice and have come in very useful over time. Now after this, we just got so many more card packs of characters and these Pheonixborn and their pre-constructed decks. You can get. Now, and I kind of broke them up into cycles. If you would really, really like that divine magic and what that divine magic can do, these next character sets all use divine and some sort of combination with the core box, the master set. So we've got the Goddess of Ishra, that's Astria. She's using the divine magic and charm magic. We got the Spirits of Memoria, which is Sambal Grimtongue, and she's using Divine and Illusion. We've got the King of Titans, Xander Heartsblood, with Divine and Nature magic. And then we got the Grave King, James Endersight, with Divine and Ceremonial magic. All fantastic. If you're really into building up big units and dealing lots of attack and flooding the board with units, you definitely want to go with this divine cycle of cards. They are so good. Then we've got the Sympathy cycle, which this will go along with the Song of Soksend, Nameen Hymtides Sympathy Magic set. We got the Boy Among Wolves, Koji Wolf Cub. He's using Sympathy and Nature. The Demons of Damas, Herald Westraven, Sympathy and Ceremonial, one of the first decks I ever played with. Really, really enjoyed the Herald deck. The Ghost Guardian, Rhaenyra Careworn, with Sympathy, Illusion, and the Protector of Argaia, Fiona Mercywind, Sympathy and Charm. Again, all of these do fantastic, fantastic things. And now if you own both of the Law of Lions and Song of Soksend, the Divine and Sympathy magics, there is one deck out there that uses just these expansion dice, and that is the Master of Gravity, Echo Greystorm. He's using just Sympathy and Divine, the first character pack that doesn't use any of the Master Set magic. So that's a really interesting deck that you should probably take a look at. Then there's the Time cycle that all started off with the Breaker of Fates, Jericho Reborn, with the Time magic, and then all of these character packs use some sort of either the Master Set magics and Time, or those expansion packs and Time. So we got the Messenger of Peace, which is Auric Gilstream. He's using Time and Charm. Gorenrock Survivors. This is Lulu Firststone with Time and Nature. We got the Scholar of Ruin, Rowan Umberend, with Time and Ceremonial. We got the Artist of Dreams, Hope Everthorn, a very popular one, with Time and Illusion. The Queen of Lightning, Daimona Odenstar, with Time and Divine, very powerful pre-constructed deck. And one of my all-time favorites is the Ocean's Guard, Tristan Darkwater, with Time and Sympathy. And those are all of the different Pheonixborn. You can see that there are a lot of different Pheonixborns that you can play with in this game. And if you have the whole kit and caboodle, if you have every single one of these pre-constructed decks, you have the entire card pool of Ashes Reborn, and now the world is your oyster in creating whatever deck you want. And creating decks in Ashes Reborn are very, very easy to do. You grab yourself a Pheonixborn, and then you grab yourself 30 cards, at most 3 copies of one specific card. You put them all together, and then just make sure that you have 10 dice, 10 magic that you can use to summon your creatures and cast your spells. You kind of maybe you only want to maybe pick to stick with maybe 2 or 3 magic types. There are people out there that have done what we call the rainbow, which includes almost one of every different type of magic type. Those are very complex decks, and well, you can see it yourself. But if you want to learn more about decks and the pre-constructed decks, especially with Ashes Reborn, because that is what most people are going to play this game with. They're just going to grab these pre-constructed decks and maybe play solo against the chimeras, or they're just going to take these pre-constructed decks and play against other players, pre-constructed decks, in order to learn this game. A very valuable resource you're going to want to use is a website referred to as ashes.live. I'm going to have a link in the description of this video for this one, but definitely you want to check out ashes.live, because they have this one section here up in the corner that says decks, and you're going to click on that one, and then over on the right hand side here there is pre-constructed only, and if I turn that on, it'll tell you all of the pre-constructed decks that are currently out there in Ashes Reborn. And this is really, really helpful, because let's say, hey, I got the Queen of Lightning character pack, and I'm going to want to use its magic, the Divine and Time. But one thing that each of these do is that if I click on it, I'm going to go in here to Queen of Lightning. And at the very bottom, one of the best things about Ashes Reborn is that you get to select your first 5 cards, part of your opening hand. And Ashes.live gives you those first 5 cards, what is your suggested. If I don't really know what to pick as my first 5, you can come here and you can pick them. And then therefore you can just go, and then now you can start playing the game. And also it has descriptions of every single card here. You just kind of do a quick hover over, or you can even click on the card and it'll bring it up, and it tells you all of its stats and what it does and its ability. Very helpful website. And then if you definitely want to get into it, you can start maybe clicking on and net decking some other people that have started uploading their own decks here to ashes.live and what they are starting to play with. And that's everything about Ashes Reborn and what you would possibly want to buy in order to get going here. Number one thing you want, that big red box, the master set. You want to get on that. You want to start playing it solo, grab yourself the Corpse of Vyros expansion set, Red Rains expansion set. You've got everything you need there to play solo, and you're going to get a lot of gameplay solo out of that one. Again, there's the 2 modes of the Chimera. There is standard and heroic. There are the 2 different aspects that Chimera can have. So already there's 4 different ways that you can play against the Chimera, and then you have a whole bunch of pre-constructed decks that you can take against that Chimera. The 6 that come with the master set, and then of course there's another 1 that comes with that Corpse of Vyros expansion set. And then, of course, from there, you can start adding on more chimeras. There's 3 more. And then there's also all of those Pheonixborn pre-constructed decks that you can add to your collection and your card pool, and keep building on and play this amazingly awesome card game. It is my favorite card game of all time. It's actually my favorite game of all time, because it's probably the thing that I've played the most. And I'm just going to run out of breath right there. And I'm just going to say, go out there and pick yourselves up Ashes Reborn, the Master Set, Corpse of Viros, if you want to play it solo or cooperatively. It is a fantastic competitive card game as well. I do tout that as well. If your store does if your friendly local game store does not carry it, you can always go to plaidhatgames.com. They have all of it in stock currently, and I think they even have a promo deal right now too, that if you spend so much money on this, you actually get certain percentage off of the total purchase. And you can maybe maybe you're just one of those people like me that just goes all in on a particular product, and you can buy it all there. But I have seen these out in the wild. You can but definitely buy master sets in the Corpse of Viros, especially if you go to Amazing Stories here in Saskatoon. They definitely have. I just was there the other day, and you can see that they have lots of it in stock currently. All right, folks. Well, that is my buyer's guide to Ashes Reborn currently. I may update this in the future once more things start releasing for Ashes Reborn. More people playing the game means they're going to keep supporting the game, which means they're just going to make more and more awesome content for Ashes Reborn. And that's what I want. I want more content. I can't consume enough of this game. And yeah, go out and support it. It's you won't be sorry. You won't be sorry. And yeah, and if you want to see more Ashes Reborn content on my channel, definitely give me a like on this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. The notification bell is there in case you want to get notified. Maybe the next video might be an Ashes Reborn video and you're going to check it out. Definitely check out my playlist on all my Ashes Reborn content, and it's just going to keep getting added to as I get new content. Like I said, that Siege of Lord's Wall expansion set's coming out really soon, so I can't wait to start creating content with that one. All right, folks. I've been Ryan of Mista Rau's Gaming, and I would love to wish you folks a great evening, afternoon, or morning, decide when you decided to watch this. And as always, thanks for watching, everybody. Cheers.